What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and we are back on the road to #1 in the world today. Let's see where we're sitting at the moment. We are sitting at 92 in the world at the moment. Pretty good, but obviously guys, we've really struggled to get any consistent wins in a row as of recently. We've just been kind of going up and down and up and down. Well, today's video is where we find out if we can break that curse or not. I really hope we can, because I was kind of expecting it to be a massive upward trend, but it turns out that I am rather susceptible to losing, even when I am moving, because I do have some struggles in this format. But let's see what we have on the first round today. It feels like Mexico. It definitely feels like Mexico, not too far from Mexico City. I don't know what that taxi is, but I'm just going to go here and call it a day, just in case our opponent doesn't know what country we're in. I mean, it is possible that they try and go like Argentina or something like that. But in case you didn't know, we got those octagonal poles, which you find in Mexico and not in Argentina. So 700 points damage from our opponent on the first one for clicking the capital city. Not a bad idea, obviously. And it looks like we're going to be in Europe on the second round here. So maybe Czechia, Slovakia, something like that here. Plate seems Czech. So I think Czechia is good, yeah, and we see that antenna, which you see in like this section of Czechia. So yeah, this one with like this tab, I think that one is Czechia. I can't remember. I know there's actually metas for the different antennas like this, but the tab antennas are in certain regions, and this time we got it correct, which is nice. Always near Ostrava do you get that one in Czechia, especially when it's wintry like that. Okay, so next one here. What have we got? A bit of Greek on the sign here. Could still be North Macedonia as well. We do have an antenna, so yeah, it should just be Greece here. It is quite dry, so let's see what kind of antenna it is. It's just a normal antenna. You get like a thicker one in Crete, but this could just be like near Athens, I think, actually. And it was actually Crete. Okay, so Crete also has the normal antenna, I guess, but it also has the thick one as well. Okay, but that's okay. We clicked a fair bit further south than our opponent, so we do gain some points at least. Would have been nice to get some more on there, but that's fine. Next one here. Looking like it's going to be somewhere in Europe again, and I guess Albania has to work best here. Though we don't have any rifts, I think it is the best option. I'm just going to go straight for it, because it doesn't really look like it can be anything else apart from Montenegro anyway, so I feel like this is a good guess. And yeah, it was right on that north road. I think when you have no rifts, it's quite commonly in the north of Albania, and yeah, our opponent goes in Greece, which is not a bad guess landscape-wise, but obviously is nice for us results-wise. Okay, next one here we have like Ontario, what do you call them, like cones here, so I think we go straight for it. I mean, to confirm, we do have like Ontario guy wire, or like into Ontario, like whatever these red things are. You see those in Quebec and Ontario, so it makes sense. This is also an Ontario exclusive speed sign. It is a little hilly, so I don't mind where I clicked actually, but it actually was a bit further south near London there. That is a good amount of damage here. So what will it be? 2.9k. Obviously, you bring in base down here a fair amount. We're not going to gain too many points off base, but it is something nonetheless. And we're finishing off here in double damage. I want to say we're finishing off, but it should be the type of round that he can get. But I would say like somewhere in the center of the country should work fine here. And it was indeed Vlor, so Vlore, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's only going to be 442 damage though, so we need one more here shortly. We can finish it off, unless it's like, well, it looks like it's going to be like Czechoslovakia, so it's not impossible that we do it here. That looks like it says Utsa, right? This is probably Hungary. Pozor. That's actually Czechoslovak, I think. Actually, not entirely sure here. Let's go for some further info. I mean, I just didn't see. Okay, it's Slovakia then. Interesting. I would say then this was Bratislava. It feels like it. Well, that's a bit of a big hill, so I guess we should look a little further here. I mean, yeah, we saw like the right type of, we saw the right everything. I think we go Bratislava here. I just don't know if there are actually hills in the city. Oh yeah, there's actually like big hills. I know it's really flat south of Bratislava, but yeah, there should be like northern suburbs of the city, I reckon. And was just right in the center there. Our opponent gets it as well, clicking outside the city, but that's fine for them. We are 10-1 in terms of health, so should be fine here. Although it looks like it might be Russia here, which is obviously not ideal. So actually, is it going to be Ukraine? Actually, we have a red strip, a blue strip on the plate there. So I guess it is just Lith here. Now let's go for a region guess. I mean, it looked like Russia to me, so I might click a bit further towards Russia. But yeah, I mean, we do have science here, so let's actually check those out, shall we? We're on the A3, which I don't actually see here. Where is the A3? A2's there, A4's there. Where's A3 actually? It should be visible from this kind of distance, and I don't see the places. Oh, it's just in Vilnius. That kind of makes sense. Where is the A3? Okay, it just runs out there. It's not a long highway at all. It is enough to finish them off there, so it was 3 points. Actually, not too bad for our first victory there. Let's head in again here and see if we face the same opponent or someone else, and it will be Stefan Tomic. So that should be a fun little one here. See what happens. Similarly rated opponent to the last one. And we have some winter coverage here with an interesting antenna. I think it's going to be Hungary this time. Definitely everything fits for Hungary, so I'll just go for it. Opponent guesses... Okay, what's Bulgaria? That's terrible, terrible guess. I don't know why I didn't look around further. But opponent guesses very quickly for an 800 rated opponent player. But maybe they just do the antenna. It's always possible. Next one here on round number 2 should be somewhere in... Norway, I assume, with these kind of longer dashes on the outside of the road. I don't know where any of these places are. I guess we could go to this intersection just in case there is a bit of extra info, but the moving is so slow. Opponent guesses quickly again. This is unusual for an 800 rated opponent. Not saying they're sus at all, but just saying it's definitely not common that you see that. Could this be further north? I do kind of get with the sense with the flatness that this is just somewhere in the south, and it was actually further north there. Okay, so that is kind of like a rare, like kind of hilly valley, and that's 700 damage? No way. I can't believe that distance is 700 damage. Okay, next one here. Should be somewhere in, like, Andorra or Spain, I guess. Plates are Andorran, so I guess we'll just go for it here. Okay, no damage there, of course, both players getting it. Next one here, we've got double blue on the plate. Should be somewhere in Albania. This one's fairly hilly. I don't know, gives me slightly more of a south vibe, but it could be north too. I'm just going to go there, and, well, our opponent has shown himself to be good enough to get this quite easily, I imagine. So let's see what's on this sign over here. Don't actually recognize any of those place names, so I mean, hopefully we're close enough. I doubt it's going to be too far. And there it was. So our opponent playing super well here for an 800 rated opponent. Don't really know like if it's just been like really good luck or just a bunch of rounds that our opponent would know so far, but here we have some Malaysia, which could actually benefit us, of course. Definitely thinking south at the moment. Would love to see like a state flag or something. I think Malaysia is one of those countries where I do benefit from moving around a bit, seeing if I can get anything like a state flag or something. Not that we have much here. I think this kind of gave me a south vibe. Here are the street signs. Oh, where did it go? Okay, here are the street signs here. So 8-1, I think would be south, right? Yeah, it would be. And I think it's probably Johor, but like a bit further north here, like Penawar. Where's that? I don't know. Where that's going to be. Okay, it was all the way south there. Interesting. Our opponent goes in Negeri Sembilan, so going to be fine for them. At least we're finally doing some damage here. This is obviously not the type of duel we want to lose, so I got to really lock in here, pay full attention. This is easily Malta with no antenna. I guess it's slightly concerning. We can go for some extra info, I suppose. It should just be Malta. I actually don't know how much no antenna Malta has, because it's normally so easy to recognize. Well, this is as Malta as it comes, I feel. So I'm just going to go for it here. I don't really have any fear that it would be wrong. When you see this many stone walls everywhere, and not to mention this kind of like thicker blue plate with the small blue strip, or white plate with the small blue strip, then it should just be there. Okay. So again, our opponent guessing nicely here. A bit scary. I must say this is a bit scary. He's like really not shown any weakness so far. So okay, this one should be with Qatar actually. So we'll go straight for Qatar here. That I believe is the Qatar Google card with like all the strips on it. But what I mean by that is like multiple of these ribs in the top of the car. Now, if I'm wrong, then we are in trouble. But I think I'm right, and we were indeed. So yeah, again, 800 rated opponent. I get the feeling this might be a Smurf. I mean, all the guesses have been highly reasonable, but definitely a higher quality than I would have expected, which is terrible, because we really don't want to lose. Okay, this is interesting. What's the font here? Miesto. Should be somewhere in like Czechoslovakia, I thought, but I guess that could be the same in other languages as well. Ulica there, okay. Could be Croatia as well, I get the feeling. We don't have blue strips here, so I think this is Zagreb, right? That's the crossing sign. Yeah, feels good. Feels good for Zagreb, I would say here. Well, we got to go in regardless. Could it ever be in Serbia? It could be. But was actually just in Zagreb there. I don't know what. I guess the lack of blue strips would definitely give us a Croatia over Serbia there. But again, opponent playing super well here. So I don't really know what the tactic is. We just have to play well. Next one here is Chile. We got to get extra info here because I can't actually tell what city we're in just yet. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go here, but okay, let's like stop for a moment here. It's very flat. It feels kind of northern in a way. But yeah, and then the fact we don't see any mountains would make me think that, you know, something outside of the capital is best here. So yeah, I would say further north, yeah. I just want to see if I can get any extra info, like here or something, for example. But this is bad, because our opponent may well have a good guess by now. I still think it's north of the capital. That's a big mountain there. So why don't we just go, like, La Serena or something like that here. Okay, well, it's just Santiago. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. We are going to survive? No, we're not. Oh my gosh. Oh, I didn't see the mountains in time, guys. That's so flat. 30. It's 30. Oh my gosh, I hate that so much. Hit go again. This time we're against Bendy, though. Oh my gosh, guys. Can we catch a break? We can't actually catch a break here, guys. Also, Chile always is Concepcion, so I don't know why I haven't learnt my lesson yet, but world map is so dumb, bro. Anyway, we're going to be on the... well, on this part, which part of the runway are we here? I think we're on this part of the runway, right? They should really, I mean, like, the amount of Midway Atoll is honestly just mind-boggling. It really makes no sense that you'd have that much on the map, but there we go, we have it anyway. Okay, this one is like, probably Ireland, UK kind of thing here. They're both pretty well-signed countries, so I guess I'll go for some extra info here. Now, that sign inconveniently disappeared. Let's see here. I mean, let's check the number plates, I guess. Wow, how are all the cars facing us, bro? Come on, let's see at least one car that's not the same direction as us. Come on, baby. Okay, there's the white number plate that I thought might exist here. And I don't know, like, I don't know where exactly to go here. Like, it could be a number of different places. I think, like, just in the middle of the country will be fine here. Near Dublin is going to be fine. And it was actually in Waterford there. So, I'm going to have a sip of water on account of the name. And let's head through to the next round here, which should be Eswatini. Could also be South Africa, I suppose. It really does look like Eswatini, especially this hill here. So, I guess we'll just go up to this sign, see if there's anything on it. Seems like there's not. Epilepsy Yellow Golf. Is that not a strange name? Epilepsy, I guess. Interesting. Well, I thought epilepsy would be a strange name. I guess that makes sense here. We'll go straight for the guess. This actually probably was a better round to just instantly guess on, but at least we basically 5k'd accidentally, so that's nice. But Bendy is going to take a few points of damage there. I'm definitely not getting the feeling that this guy is a Smurf, based on the kind of slower guesses. But yeah, I didn't pay enough attention on that last game because I kind of still, for most of the time, thought the opponent was still kind of like an average player, but no. Okay, that one, well, we had those Taiwanese poles, but our opponent actually goes north of Tokyo, so that we at least get a little bit of a nice bonus there. You know, we did actually have kind of like that really wide blur camera that you occasionally get in Taiwan, so it kind of makes sense, I guess, but it did kind of look like Japan for that reason. Anyway, this one's going to be Eswatini again, which is nice. So maybe our opponent doesn't recognize it. I mean, it is kind of rare to get 2 Eswatinis in a row, and yeah, he goes in the south of South Africa there. So that will be almost enough, or is enough, yeah. And we get a flawless victory, which is obviously nice. We lost 30 points, guys. I just can't believe we can't go a single episode without taking a huge loss at the start. I really thought it wouldn't be so hard, this transition to moving. But I feel like a lot of the ones I fail on were ones I would have just been fine if I had have stood still. So maybe I should be getting a marker down like first thing first, and then going for guesses straight after. This feels like Northern Ireland to me. We actually have yellow. We actually have yellow outer dashes with a yellow plate here. Well, that's not even yellow, that's just white. So yeah, I would just go here. Should be a fine guess. And actually, our opponent basically gets the spot. So, well, they are a high-rated opponent here, and I think it was just a middle plonk based on the fact that they sent us a shocked, das crazy emoji. So hopefully it's okay. Okay, next one here, we got some Ukraine action going on. Not really sure where I think here. I mean, it is hilly. Insta-guess from our opponent. What is with everyone insta-guessing today, guys? This is a lot of like apartment buildings in the background. Makes me just want to go. And that church, it's not even a church, it's just a satellite. Okay, we gotta get in here. I think we just go Kiev here. I didn't think that until I saw the apartment buildings in the background, but yeah, that made enough sense. And it makes sense that our opponent also guessed in the capital. Next one here should be just be somewhere in Sri Lanka. We'll have to see if we can see anything else here. It is. We see Sinhalese language here, and it is pretty palmy here. So I wonder if that's going to be a good guess, kind of like near the coast for that reason. Do we get anything here? Not really. No, actually everything's in foreign language. And I still somehow managed to click in the middle of the country despite saying it should be near the coast. And the capital hedge works for our opponent, guys. Oh my gosh, I hate it. But you hate to see it, but at least it doesn't cost us any points. Like, okay. Next one here should be like Sweden or Denmark, right? I mean, that's how the kind of architecture looks to me. Maybe Southern Swedish or Danish. Andersen, Hans Christian Andersen is, well, it says Odense there, so I guess we'll click in Odense. But Hans Christian Andersen, I did know, is like an author, and a children's author, at least from the stories I know, from Denmark there, so that's kind of cool. Shout outs to Hans Christian Andersen. Did he write The Ugly Duckling? I feel like that might be a Hans Christian Andersen, or maybe I'm thinking of something else, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, next one here, we got actually English here, so this should be somewhere in Malta. Again, I mean, I do want to just quickly check here. I think I saw Maltese. Yeah, I saw Maltese language. Okay, so opponent still playing fine here, still going quickly, and that was obviously going to be somewhere in the city. Should have clicked there, but it's only going to be a matter of 23 points. So this duel's going fine. Obviously, it's a must win. And we're in Kyrgyzstan on double damage, which I like, because I've been practicing Kyrg. So do we have anything here? We have that smudge. Okay, so we have that. Okay, that's also a dirty mirror, so we should be in the south here. And I wonder where we actually are. I actually think I know where we are if I can find the country on the map here. Someone commented yesterday about how bad I am at finding where things are on the map at the moment, and it really is true. For some reason, I'm so bad at zooming in and finding the actual spots on the map, like actually getting to the country. I don't know why that is, guys. It's because I'm always talking about other things and whatnot, just jabbering on instead of actually concentrating as hard as I should be. But yeah, okay, this one, like, we have that green blur which you find in Estonia. So yeah, I mean, this should just be in Estonia somewhere, and we'll see where our opponent goes here. I think it's relatively simple as long as you are able to recognize green blur, but it's possible that they're not, so we'll see here. And yeah, well, it's just in the middle of Estonia there. They go Lithuania, obviously a good guess by landscape, but the car camera meta actually gets us 2,500 points there, which is pleasing, to say the least. Now we're on triple damage here. What have we got? Kind of feels like Spain, but it could just be Turkey here, I think. Yeah, so like, yeah, it's definitely going to be Turkey here. Do we actually see anything actually in the distance here? I feel like this is kind of central Turkey, but yeah, I don't really get anything here. So I think we actually just click dead center here. This is kind of the vibe I get, like that. And it was just near Konya there. I guess that makes sense because it was a bit flatter, but yeah, definitely a difficult round. It's going to be 700 points for Maria there. So let's head through to the next one here. Almost feels like maybe Sydney or something like that to me. And Poles would check out. I mean, we do have 2 yellow number plates there, so this should just be a fairly straightforward Sydney for both of us. I just want to make sure that we are absolutely there. Don't really see anything that would like 100% confirm, but that yellow plaque that we saw on the pole at the start is quite a Sydney thing, I think, and it does say Wales there, so that would be some circumstantial evidence, I guess. It's just too many yellow number plates not to be somewhere in New South Wales, and now I just want to make sure that it is Sydney with like a bus stop or, I don't know, anything actually. So let's just head to an intersection here. And what about an address here? North Parramatta. We can go for that. Parramatta's there, so let's just go there. And we should at least outplonk our opponent here, assuming that they're not able to read the suburb name as well. Parramatta is the name of the river, which runs through Sydney, I believe, at least. Okay, and that's going to be a bit of damage. Not too bad. 140 will take it, especially if they know the city. And so next one here, quadruple damage. Everything is really scary now because obviously damage can really stack up quickly. Okay, what direction do we want to go here? First things first, what country do I think this is, actually? Not even sure. I thought of like Russia or Baltic, but it doesn't really feel Baltic. It actually feels a bit further south, I think. In which case, I'm not really sure. So, but I did think, okay, let's actually get some polls here. This should be useful. So that's a stop. Oh, this is North America, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Didn't actually decide what country it is yet, but we got to get in on the map. I think I would go like Dakotas, maybe? Something like that. Okay, well, it's actually just Kansas there. Yeah, it was kind of warmer than where I clicked, but it's actually going to be knockout damage there. Don't really feel like I deserve it because it wasn't the best guess, but hey, we'll take it. 13 points. We really needed that, so GG to the opponent there. Let's head through to the next one here. And something unexpected happened, maybe because I sent the emoji after hitting next here, but I guess we'll refresh. I don't know. We could have encountered a glitch here of some kind. Let's see what happens. Okay, I really Don't like the look of... Okay, alright, what's happened here? I feel like we might be in the queue or something. This is kind of bad news. I really hope we didn't lose any points here, guys. Keep on refreshing. I don't think we see anything. Okay, well, it just worked, so hopefully we didn't lose any points. I'll be kind of mad if we did, but I guess I kind of brought it on myself by trying something that's a little bit risky. This one is like Brazil with the red dirt, and I would really say that something like Rio de Janeiro state is quite likely here, maybe a bit further north. But oh, that's like that's quite a pine tree, so I could actually see further south for that reason. So yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough. But I mean, it is possible that they don't recognize the country here, which could be really good for us. We'll have to see how good Mux is here. I think he was about 1,000 rated. Was Espirito Santo? My first thought. But then I saw, like, I feel like red number plates are just kind of more common around the big cities because they're like higher cars or something like that. So anyway, that was my logic. We head through to the next one here where we are in Singapore, I believe. Kind of feels like we're on like a lower camera here, which is interesting. But you guys know my woes, so it does say SG there, so we are fine here. But I did want to just make sure it wasn't going to be somewhere in Hong Kong. That's going to be fine, okay. So Singapore, obviously one of the more recognizable places in Geoguessr, and it's obviously only going to result in 4 points there. Next one here is going to be Sweden, with that crossing sign, I believe. Yeah, and so architecture maybe feels a bit further south here, I would say, though I'm really not sure, so I guess we'll go for further info at the intersection here. I did remember a bunch of stuff about Sweden. We could actually check bus stops and stuff like that, but we didn't actually have any here. I still get the south vibe. I just like, you know, Sweden's a big enough country where it is worth it to just go for a bit of extra info here, I feel. And will we find any? Okay, here's what looks like something. Maybe. I don't know. Like, it's very flat. We can say that much, so it shouldn't be too much of that north stuff, I feel. It also just kind of gives me a relatively warm vibe, but that's obviously because this is, like, you know, taken in the summer. What do we have here? Ormonds. I don't know if that's actually anything at all. We can check on here as well, I guess, and then we might go for our guess as well. Yeah, I think it's just the family name maybe here, yeah, or the company name at least. That could be something. But yeah, I don't really trust it either, to be honest. Okay, we have like an address there or something, I feel. But yeah, I'm gonna click south here. It's not fully typical south. That's a sign, actually. Let's check for that. Okay, both of us taking our time on this one. We see the 50 and the 206, so it's kind of the place I would be tempted to check. We have the 40 there. What about the 50? So it seems like it kind of like goes up a little bit here. There's the 50. The 206, I doubt we're going to be able to see in time. The 50 might be really long, but it doesn't seem to be too long because we happen to plonk pretty close there. Is that the 50 up there as well? No, it went on the 86, so it's another good bit of damage for us there. Not that we played it particularly well, we just got fortunate with the signage, really. And the game is frozen. This is really scary, guys. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna refresh. This is not good, guys. This is not good. I mean, what is even going on, bro? This is surely not even my fault this way through. I mean, let's see how many points we have here if we go into multiplayer. I mean, this is a very good episode if you want to see this series go a bit further. Really, bro. Okay, well, I've been sitting here for 2 minutes now, so whatever happened. I'm gonna exit it, you know, it's behind us now, and we'll go for one more here, see what happens. Oof. I don't like the look of this, guys. Let's see what happens. This is highly risky clicking this button, but let's see. Okay, it's putting us straight into a game here, and presumably we didn't lose those points, but I really could not be sure. And here we are in Slovenia. I want to say this is just Slovenia. I think so. I'm going to go quickly just in case it is. When you get these like kind of forest rounds with the dirt roads, I think that's normally a good idea to guess. Well, it could be other places as well, but I definitely like it best. It was just like right in the center. In Ljubljana. I actually don't believe it. That's so crazy that that's literally inside the capital. And this time I actually do mean literally that was quite literally inside the city limits. But this is the UK, and where? Look at these mountains. I actually feel like I should know this. Where do you get that? I guess it feels more like Scottish, but the architecture didn't feel Scottish though. So I'm legitimately confused by this one. I guess I'll go into the map here and try and figure it out. Where do you get the biggest mountains like that? It could be like Bristol. I know Bristol has big mountains, or like big hills at least. What about Bath? Yeah, I'll try Bath here. I mean, it just doesn't really look like Scotland, and I mean, like the name Parkside Terrace. Oh wow, it was Edinburgh. I was gonna say that doesn't sound like a Scottish thing, but there you go. It was, and we were in Holyrood Park. Interesting. So similar to Hollywood, but not. And are we in the air here? What is this all about? Okay, we're on a ski lift in. I saw a ski lift location in Pakistan before. This guy could certainly be Pakistani. I'm going to go straight for it here. It's one of the few ones I feel like I actually know. Although I feel like Lahore's actually flat, so it should just be... No, I don't remember. This was like north of Islamabad in these kind of hills here. So I really hope our opponent doesn't know. Obviously, if they go the wrong continent, that's good. But otherwise, they're in trouble. And yeah, they go Madagascar. Reasonable indeed. And yeah, I remember we had one of these on here before. And I think I probably lost on it. So at least we're gaining something here at the end. I'll have to feel sorry for my opponent here, that's for sure. Surely this is like North Macedonia. We don't have an antenna yet, so this should be North Mass. Happy to go straight for it. Skopje seems good as well. I mean, this kind of architecture looks very Bulgarian or North Mass, so I definitely like it. Not to mention that North Macedonian plates have a bit of like a pink smudge on them from the red crest. And will that be 1,000 points? Not quite, yeah. I'm just going to be 500 instead. But obviously getting the right city there is very nice, and we can... I mean, guys, I'm really scared to see after this duel if we actually have lost a bunch. But this one should be just Puerto Rico, and I will just go straight for it here. We'll see where our opponent goes, because it should be simple enough, but it is possible that they miss it. 787, by the way, is Puerto Rico, if in case you didn't notice. And this is like way too developed for it to be like somewhere in North Mariana Islands or something like that. Anyway, he goes in Bolivia, which is actually a fairly similar looking place to Puerto Rico. Actually, I have to admit, I don't mind that guess. But there we go. We actually gained 2 points here. Seems like that duel before actually was just abandoned, or our opponent nicely just didn't play it, or something else. Who knows? But we came out... You know, we only came out losing 5 points this episode, which is kind of remarkable considering how badly I thought it was going. And yeah, it seems like the other one hasn't been lost. So thank you or sorry to our opponent from the other one. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. Guys, it's a wild series so far. We cannot go a single episode without losing at least one game, but I promise I'll break it soon. I'll break the curse. I will do a bit of moving game practice this weekend, and hopefully we can come out with some good wins soon. But guys, thank you very much for watching the video, and goodbye.